Toastmaster of the day, Ashok. I decided to do this workshop for two reasons. One is one of the speaker dropped out and we wanted to replace that with an interesting topic. Reason number two is I've been meaning to do this for some time, especially for ASSP Toastmasters Club. I've noticed that many of the members, especially the new members, do not volunteer themselves for feedback. They do not come forward to become the evaluators. And perhaps maybe the impression is that how can I evaluate somebody who's senior than me? I'm so new to Toastmasters. And I want to tell you, one of the best feedback that I received a couple of years ago was from a 15-year-old girl. She's a Gavalier, not even a Toastmaster. So when it comes to feedback, as Ashok has said, we always give feedback in your role as a supervisor, as a manager, as a health safety professional. You have to give feedback. And feedback is given because it's so important. It helps us to improve. So, to do this topic, do keep your microphones muted during the session. Try to use the speaker view so that you can see me and the content in the same screen. And as far as possible, if you have any queries regarding evaluation, do put them in the chat. There is a separate module in Toastmasters called Evaluate to Motivate. This is not it. That is something that all clubs should do every 6 months or so, because it helps to bring out what exactly is evaluation, how it should be done. But today I'm going to talk about more of my personal opinion on feedback. So I want to talk about the benefits of evaluation for first the speaker. Because when we evaluate, everyone benefits, the speaker, the evaluator, and the audience. So first let's talk about the speaker himself. What does the speaker benefit when you give feedback? First of all, the feedback is immediate. That means you do something and you don't wait. Immediately after that, you get feedback. So the feedback is immediate, and what happens is that when you start receiving this feedback and you do it a lot of times, let's say you give many speeches and you get feedback from different evaluators, you will find a common theme. So for example, I have given over 100 speeches in Toastmasters, and I have one common theme, which is my Achilles heel when it comes to my delivery. And that is, I've always been told that I should improve my vocal variety. And that is, for me personally, quite difficult to do because I'm a very calm person. As my wife says, I'm a man of few words. But at the end of the day, if you want to make an impact, you need to improve on that. So each of us have a certain areas of improvement that we need to focus on, and receiving this feedback from different people, different evaluators, you will come to know what is it that you can do better. So give as many speeches as possible, start getting feedback, and that is the only way that you will become a confident public speaker. When we receive feedback as a speaker, we don't receive just the feedback saying, oh, you did not do something, or I would have liked you to do speak in a certain way. You also have to find the areas of improvement, what methods you will tell the speaker to improve. So for example, if you are delivering a speech online and you are, let's say, speaking like this, where you are looking at the audience, but the audience is actually on my computer screen here. But when you look at me speaking, you don't see any eye contact because I'm looking at you. But in online, we know that the best way to connect with your audience is to look into the camera's lens. The lens is your audience. So when I want to offer this advice to a Toastmaster, I will say, when you want to connect to the audience, look into the lens. Forget about the screen, which is here somewhere. Don't bother. Speak into the lens. Similarly, when you're in a physical meeting, you have to look at the audience, hold their gaze, create that eye contact so that a message is connected with each and every member in the audience. So you have to explain how to achieve it. So if somebody says, I need to improve my vocal variety, they have to explain to me where I lack, which area, at what point I could have raised my voice, I could have introduced a pause, I could have lowered my voice. And so that way, those elements can be incorporated in your speech the next time. And finally, it helps you to build a self-esteem, because when we give feedback to a speaker, as we said, we not only highlight areas of improvement, but we also highlight what the person has really done well. So we could say, you spoke well. I loved how you connected your story from the beginning to the end. So when the person starts receiving this feedback, the positive elements, it increases the person's self-esteem. So these are the three reasons the speaker benefits when they receive feedback. But the feedback is not just for the speaker. Whoever takes up the role as an evaluator also has a lot of benefits. So what are the benefits for an evaluator? The first thing is active listening. Because you are evaluating somebody, during the 5 to 7 minutes that you are listening to that person, you have to listen to each and every word. Try to interpret the words, the actions, the eye contact, and what does it mean. And you have to do it in real time. You have to identify, did I like that? Could that be improved upon? So the active listening skills go beyond 10. You could say the active listening skills for an evaluator goes to 11. And the more you increase your active listening skills, you know it will always help you in life, right? The second thing is that you need to plan. So taking up a role as an evaluator helps you to plan under pressure, because you have a speech, you are listening, you are planning to deliver your evaluation report within a few minutes time. Especially if you go to a Toastmaster speech contest, you are given only 5 minutes to assimilate all that you have heard within that 5 to 7 minutes, and then present your report with the opening, body, conclusion. So you learn the planning skills. How do I plan my presentation within this short period that is given to us? The next important skill that you will learn as an evaluator is time management. You know, an evaluation is 3 minutes. And you have collected all this information. How do I present it in 3 minutes? I need to create a body. I need to create the opening, the body, and the closing. And I need to do it in 3 minutes. So you start thinking, you start figuring out how you can manage your time. The way I approach time management in evaluation is, I have a very basic intro. I will focus on 2 or 3 things maximum that I really liked about it. So I will highlight those. Then I will focus on 2 things at the most that I think the person can improve. And I have to include my recommendations of how to improve. So opening, 2 or 3 areas that the person has done well, 2 areas that the person could improve, and then a closing. So that way I know I can cram all of this within those 3 minutes, and I don't go beyond the 3 minutes. Maybe 30 seconds grace, but that's about it. And finally, as an evaluator, as I said, you are all giving feedback as supervisors, as managers, as professionals in safety. It will help you to improve your feedback at work. You will avoid using words like, you did not do this. Instead of that, you will already start thinking, how can I tell this person to improve? And you will start using words like, I believe you can improve if you do 1, 2, 3. You will avoid the negative usage in your work environment and create a more positive environment. And finally, what about the audience? The audience also has some benefits through evaluation. First of all, you do what we call active learning, because you have seen the speaker and you have seen the evaluation. and you see how the evaluator has interpreted that speech. And then you learn from that, like show and tell. And finally, you improve also active listening skills, because during the evaluation period, you will see what the evaluator is saying, and then you will recollect what the speaker had said, and that way you enhance your active listening skills. So that was a short presentation on the importance of evaluation. I urge all members, take up the role. Don't get scared. Don't think that you cannot evaluate DTM Cajetan, or you cannot evaluate DTM Priscilla or AD Dinesh Kumar Pal. Take the opportunity next time, pick up the evaluation role, give your feedback, honest feedback, and you will see the improvement that you have and the improvement for the speaker also. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.